Doomscrolling, or the excessive consumption of distressing news online, is a phenomenon linked to deteriorating mental and physical health, according to a 2019 study by the National Academy of Sciences. This habit parallels the 70s Mean World Syndrome, where prolonged exposure to violent content led to a pessimistic world perception. It is observed that unnerving news tends to provoke individuals to delve deeper into the topic, thus nurturing a self-sustaining cycle of negativity. The term doomscrollings blends the concepts of doom, indicating dark and evil outcomes, and scrollings addressing the method of browsing internet content. Though not yet officially defined in any dictionaries, the term is gaining traction. Specifically, Merriam-Webster is monitoring the term's usage, while Dictionary.com named it as a top trend in August 2020, and the Macquarie Dictionary declared it as the 2020 Committee's Choice Word of the Year. The emergence of doomscrolling is most noticeable in the 2020s during events like the COVID-19 pandemic, George Floyd protests, the 2020 U.S. presidential election, the 2021 U.S. Capitol invasion, and the Russian invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Twitter users, in particular, have been noted for their doom-scrolling habits, with the climate crisis being a commonly discussed topic. The prevalence of doom-scrolling is attributed to humans' instinctual predisposition towards negativity bias, the tendency to be affected more by bad news than good. Professor Jeffrey Hall from the University of Kansas in Lawrence suggests that people's inherent contentedness can be disrupted by potential threats from an evolutionary perspective. Focusing on negatives was survivalistic, as our ancestors needed to pay attention to harmful elements in their environment. However, today users unconsciously seek out distressing information, which is facilitated by social media algorithms promoting content they engage with. Citing the Center for the Treatment and Study of Anxiety's clinic director, individuals keep scrolling, falsely believing that answers will make them feel better. In reality, they often feel worse afterward. The narrative underscores the role of the left IFG in the brain, which appears to shield personal beliefs from negative news. This part of the brain updates beliefs in response to positive news, even when subjected to TIMS. The study suggests a pattern of selective belief updating in the brain, which prioritizes positive news over negative, thereby reducing stress and anxiety levels. An interesting derivative of this theme is the concept of doom scrolling, a compulsive exposure to negative news, which, in essence, inhibits the brain's ability to process good news, leading to heightened feelings of anxiety, depression, and isolation. The phenomenon of doom scrolling can exacerbate existing mental health issues, with its impact varying from individual to individual. Instances of anxiety, stress, fear, depression, and isolation are common among doomscrollers. Researchers at the University of Sussex undertook an experiment where participants were shown TV news of varying emotional intensity. Notably, participants who consumed predominantly negative news demonstrated heightened anxiety levels, sadness, and an intrusive focus on personal issues. A collaborative study between psychological researchers and the Huffington Post found that exposure to even a mere 3 minutes of negative news in the morning resulted in 27 of these participants reporting a bad day up to 8 hours later. In stark contrast, those subjected to solution-focused news stories reported having a good day 80 of the time. Given the negative emotional toll, it's not surprising that some people are consciously stepping away from consuming news. Recent studies from 2017 to 2022 show an increase in such active news avoidance behavior, with the figure rising from 29s in 2017 to 3080. Admit their struggle in handling the news coverage. Like Amanda Ripley, admit their struggle in handling the news coverage. Ripley suggests a remedy to the helplessness readers feel, advocating the inclusion of hope, agency, and dignity in news stories to keep readers engaged and less inclined to avoid the news altogether.